How you guys doing today? Today I want to talk about how narc parents scapegoat multiple children at multiple times. Narc parents scapegoat multiple children at multiple times, just depending on the weather, really, or the season, as you can say. These narc parents feel like they're obligated for a child to do things for them, like they're God. Narc parents really do think they're God. They think that they're God because they bring you here, or so-called birthed you here. You know, because God brings you here, but they birthed you here. And these are your birth parents, but God is your first parent, or the first being who had you. You know what I'm saying? People need to understand that. And sometimes when you talk to people outside of the normal spectrum of just, of parenting, they get angry at you like you did something wrong to your parents. They act like they're talking about their parents. No, I'm talking about my parents and my experience. It should be no lines crossed between that, because my parents aren't your parents and your parents aren't my parents. So how can you feel like I'm disrespecting you in any type of way, or your parents or your experience? Some people get mad because you tell them your parents are so damn disrespectful, so damn just evil. You know what I'm saying? And they're so damn defiant against just scapegoating all the children, and doing all these things, you know what I'm saying, and uplifting the golden child. And narc parents tend to do these things because they know that if they can cause confusion between children, then they can control the dynamic. Narc parents' only goal in life is to control the dynamic, because if they can't control the dynamic, everything about narcissism is about control, right? So if they can control the dynamic, if they lose control of anything, then they feel like everything's out of control. Everything's out of control, and they will go to extreme lengths to make sure it comes back into control, and that even if that means pitting one child against each other, or one child against another, or scapegoating. As I'm saying, people haven't heard of these terms, and it's very troublesome, because these are real things. And narc parents scapegoat multiple children at multiple times, just depending on the season. It's a very twisted way of thinking, honestly. To scapegoat any child is, you have to be really sick in the head. But this is the way these guys think, and people should know about this, because it's not going to stop unless more people speak out on it. And I don't see nobody really speaking out on it like it's not a serious issue. The reason I feel like a lot of times in our community, black community, has a lot of issues, comes from home problems, and statistics show that it comes from home problems. But that's for another conversation. But the main point is that the home problems spill on to the societal problems, and society doesn't like talking about those things, reasons I can't understand. You know what I'm saying? If you address the parenting issue in these communities, well, maybe they will improve. Just maybe they will improve, because statistically speaking, they're going on parenting issues anyway, right? So, but they don't want to address that. But I'm here to say that they pit one kid against each other, because I've been in it. You know what I'm saying? I've been in it. I've been through it. And they do these things to cause confusion. They can care less about safety, about anything that you think a normal parent would care about. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not normal parents. So when people bring up these topics, could you guys please stop fucking thinking these are your parents? Your parents are not my parents, and my parents are not your parents. Please stop thinking these parents are your parents. Trust me, if these were your parents, you would have a different perspective. That's why I sometimes wonder, like, what kind of shelter are these kids sheltered or something? Like, are these people just sheltered and just blocked off from the real world? Because in the real world, people have real world problems, and one of them problems is narcissistic parents. Yes, it's people who deal with narcissistic parents. And stop putting it off as, oh, you just have a slight problem. It's not a slight problem. It's a big problem. It's a big problem. So stop just putting it off as that. And scapegoated children are we're sick and tired of hearing that shit. Oh, your parents, they're your parents. You should always love your parents. When did love become abuse? When did love become abuse? What scripture in the Bible said, thou shalt not disrespect your parents who abuse you? Huh? What scripture? Because they love bringing up scriptures. What scripture says that? Thou shalt not disrespect your parents who shall abuse you. Where does it say that at? Right. It says do not provoke a child. They always leave that out, even in scripture. So I'll say this to say, guys, just be aware, just stay on topic of multiple scapegoating, and they will use other children to spy on you, and other children to try to bring you back into the loop. But don't fall for it, you know what I'm saying? It's sad that these are siblings who are getting scapegoated by fucking parents, because who's gonna just not, you can't just not love your parent. I love my parent, but I refuse to be scapegoated. I just refuse. And whatever circumstance, I'm going to go to extreme circumstances, because these are extreme circumstances for my life. You know what I'm saying? Getting scapegoated is an extreme circumstance, and society doesn't see it that way, but I do. And thank you guys for watching. I'm trying to keep this short as possible, but thank you. Subscribe. Thank you.